Welcome to Full Court Sundays. Oh, yeah. Giving honor to God, who's the head of our life, and I hope everybody and their family is doing well today. Today is a special day for me because I got a very good friend, like a brother. You know, we real tight. And, it's an honor for me to have him here and talk to him. Give it up for Kevin Perkins. Yeah. Kev, you came down and grew up in Detroit. You from Detroit, born and raised?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yep.
What side of town?
So I grew up in the Grand Fullerton area, near Mackenzie High School area.
Okay, near Mackenzie?
Yep.
Okay. And I know coming up, you were a great basketball player. What inspired you to play basketball?
It's like anything. Started out young fellas playing with the kids in the neighborhood, and then just kept playing and started getting better and better. And then once you start seeing you can do certain things with it, it makes you want to keep playing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I knew you came up and played at a great school with some great players over at Detroit Redford.
Yep.
Graduated there, and tell us about that, your freshman year all the way to your senior year.
Yeah, so Coach Menifee was the coach, and Menifee came to see me play at Noble, Mr. Vaughn. He was the one that gave me my nickname, Perker with the Perker. And I remember, like in 8th grade, them talking me to come to Redford instead of playing ball at Mackenzie.
Okay.
And it was a tough decision.
Yeah, because Mackenzie was real good too.
Yeah, and I had all those
Tim
guys.
Russell and all those guys.
And I had all my buddies that I was playing ball with in the neighborhood. But my mom was like, you know what, I think Redford would be a better spot for you.
Right.
And then old Menifee, after all these years, his philosophies, running cross country, all the stuff he used to make us do. And it's just so funny to think about that now, years later. And I remember him saying, he said, you can always be telling Eustace stories when you get older. And it's just so funny because now, it just seemed like yesterday.
So true. Yeah.
It seemed like yesterday. Yeah.
It seems like, the dream, you was just there.
Right.
Yeah, he right, man, because Perry used to tell me that stuff, man.
Yeah.
You got to treasure the moments,
Gotta treasure the moments.
How was your junior year, senior year playing for Menifee at Redford?
So my best year actually was my junior year.
Right.
I did really well that year, and we had a pretty good team. So I had Kevin Tucker, Edgar Lampkin.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kenny Tate. We were all on the team together during that time, and we worked hard.
Oh,
And I remember that one year we were undefeated, 3-0, and then we played you guys.
Oh man!
And then we lost to y'all. We did what we could, but it still was a good experience.
Yeah.
And never got a chance to go to Callahan Hall, but it was just always fun to still be around it.
Yeah.
It's just the love of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, there was so many good teams back then. Like Mackenzie, if you'd have went there, they had a great team.
Yeah.
You guys, Murray Wright, Chassie, with Demetrius Gore, the great. And God rest Demetrius. I love you, my brother.
Yeah.
Give it up for Demetrius Gore. Yeah, man. Oh, man. It was some tough teams back then. Mackenzie had Tim Russell.
Yeah, had Tim Russell, yep.
Yep, Tim Russell was a very good basketball player.
Yep.
Yeah, so after high school, you left and went to...
So originally, I started out at Wayne State.
Okay.
But it wasn't for basketball. Well, actually, I had a chance to play ball at Grand Valley State.
Okay.
But my mom had some health issues she'd been dealing with for a long time. And kind of like my dad wasn't really around. So for me, it was easier to just want to kind of stay nearby.
Right.
So,
and support mom.
Right. So I decided to do the Wayne State thing. But there wasn't a scholarship actually there for me, but I did have a chance to do it as a walk-on.
Right.
But to be honest with you, after a while, as much as I loved the game, I needed to take care of my mom and sister. So I always wanted to be an engineer. So I was trying to work and play ball, and just try to help take care of the family. So I had to kind of make a decision.
Give it up to Kevin for taking care of his family.
Yeah.
Putting your family first.
Yeah.
That's a blessing, man.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So when it came to that, then I made the decision. I said, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and take care of mom and my sis. So I did that, but I did miss playing ball. So I would try to do some of the semi-pro tournaments and just kind of play pickup ball when I could.
Right.
And I still was decent, but it was slipping from me. I wasn't playing as much, so you don't
Right.
notice your rhythm gets off a little bit.
Yeah.
The shot's not as good because I used to like to shoot the ball too.
Oh yeah, you can shoot that basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But the education and taking care of your mom and your sister was the most important thing. And
Yeah.
you're a great man for doing that. You sacrificed something you love
Right.
and wanted to go after and cherish to give it up for your family, man. That's a blessing because a lot of people wouldn't do it,
Right.
A lot of guys, they'd be like, nah, I got to do this because this is first. And
Right.
then something happened to your family,
Yeah.
But you did a nice job, man.
Yeah,
Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So tell us about your education process.
So I started at Wayne State,
Uh-huh.
and my goal was so I started my liberal arts there, and as I was going to school, Wayne State's a great school. If you want to have a really good school locally, Wayne State's a very good school academically, and so I started out there, but eventually I did take some time off and had a chance to work full time as a electronic kind of engineer technician.
Right.
And so I took that on full time and took a break from Wayne State, which I would advise any young person, once you start school, keep it going nonstop. But, I took a time off, but then I eventually got a job working for Johnson Controls, and then I started learning building automation systems. And once I started learning that stuff, it really got me wanting more and more to learn about engineering control systems, and eventually I went back to school, and I got my bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, and a minor in business. And then from there, working for Johnson Controls allowed me to go around the state of Michigan and to see different areas and different systems and different buildings and different type of control systems. And it made me then want to say, wow, I think this is what I want to do for a career.
Wow.
And then 30 years later, that's what I've been doing. I've been a building automation kind of a systems engineer for a long time now.
And you've been doing it for 30 years, and you are one of the lead engineers at one of the biggest schools in the country, which is, I'm going to let you tell everybody.
Yeah, so for the last 30 years, I've worked with it. After leaving Johnson Controls, I started working for the University of Michigan.
Go Blue. I said you a bit, baby.
Yeah, and I started working there since 1990.
Right.
Up until still now, I still work there.
Okay.
And I work for a group called Facility Management Planet Blue.
Right.
And what we do, we look for sustainability ways of keeping energy costs down at the university.
Nice.
And
Beautiful.
it's challenging because you have a lot of unique buildings. Ann Arbor has a little bit of everything.
Right.
And I'm loaded with some talented people I work with.
Wow. Yeah. Incredible people.
Yeah.
I mean, really incredible, man, because, we be at the football games and you guys work on all the lights and, man, that stadium is huge.
Yeah.
You guys make sure everything's right for the fans. You got a tough job.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a challenge because not only when you're looking for energy savings, you're also trying to make sure people are comfortable. And that's the biggest problem with some, what they call it, energy management systems, because, again, you don't want to make somebody say, well, you got me great lights, but now, now it's not working the right way or it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So you have to make sure all those rocks are lifted and everything's in place.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. When are you planning on retiring from U of M?
Well, it's a great job. I love it. And right now I'm more like the project manager of my group. So I have a team that I work with. And as we go through doing building tune-ups, I do that weekly. And right now I still enjoy it. So I like to work in God'sville to about 62. I'm 56 right now.
Okay.
So yeah, so I like to work till at least 62.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you retire at 62.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, while you were working there, you had a great opportunity to coach. You didn't have the chance to play like you wanted to, but you had a chance to coach and coach some great players. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so, wow. I would say AU basketball, starting about a good 10, 12 years ago. You and I,
yeah.
you know, we always ran each other's paths. You know, it was like always so great to be around Twan and cross each other's paths. And then one day when I heard about Judges Court, I walked up to him. I said, hey, I got a 10-year-old.
Right.
I said, let me come take a look at him. And I mean, right away, he was on the other side of the gym and came right over and started to spend some time with my son. He said, you know what? I can work with this young man, my son Kendall.
Yeah.
And now, 10, 11 years later, he plays for you for Oakland Community College. And he had a really good season this year, you know, despite the pandemic. Still had a good basketball season. And I watched him grow from a little boy into a young man. And part of that, it's like my son calls you Unc. That's just how comfortable he is with you. So, yeah. So a lot of good.
He was give it up for Kendall Perkins, all conference first team, and honorable mention All-American. Yeah, he had a great year, man, and a blessing, and he's always been a winner. We won the championship this year. Give it up for Oakland Community College, too.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, man, what a blessing, man, he is, and he's going to continue to be a great player. He has a lot of offers and stuff, and I have another player that was all-conference, Muhammad Zuri, and he was third-team All-American as well. He made it this year, so they had great accomplishments, man, but, you know, we traveled and played AAU all over the country, man. I mean, Virginia, Florida, Indiana,
yep.
You know, Ohio,
yep.
Yeah,
Chicago,
yeah. We take the kids everywhere. Tell me about some of those trips and what you remember. Let's go back to Kendall's fifth grade year playing with Doc Murray kids. And
yeah. So back then, we would go to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and they were in the fifth grade. And these kids had never really been out of town with travel ball before. Because you start out with your AU ball locally, but what you have to do is you have to win your conference or your division to be able to even go to the next level for the tournament. You represent your division once you win.
Right.
And those kids won in fifth grade and was able to go. And I think they were a little nervous in the beginning, but once they got there, they loved it. And as parents and coaches, we loved it because we could see these kids getting better and better a little bit at a time. And that's the exciting part about it because as you're seeing the kid get better, you're seeing them grow up. And then they started asking questions, and they want to learn. And the drills and skills was something that was just so exciting.
Yeah.
Working with you, it was amazing, the drills. You showed me how to show the kids.
Right.
And these kids learn how to dribble a ball, learn how to make a layup.
Yeah.
You know, the basic stuff. You got to know that first.
Right.
And then now you're going to know how to pass, and then you're going to know how to run plays.
Exactly.
But it always started with we wanted to make sure these kids had their fundamentals. Knowing how to handle the ball and not turn it over.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's all about fundamentals.
All about the fundamentals.
If you want to learn to do something, you know, it's about fundamentals all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
All the time, man, because you got to. Yeah. And that's with anything in life. If you want to work somewhere in the corporate business or, you know, it's all about fundamentals, man.
Yeah, I know that the kids at the beginning used to get mad because our first hour of practice would be the chair drill.
Right.
I sit in the chair, or coach will sit in the chair, and we would cross over, make a layup with the left hand, cross over, make a layup with the right hand, cross over, step in, step out, and then go to the basket. Cross in, step out, go to the basket on a different direction.
Right.
And these kids would be, we got to do this. And we were like, well, this is the way Judges Court teaches basketball. So if you're going to be on our club, you're going to get those fundamentals down.
That's right.
And those kids, like I said, it took about a year for them to start to get that. But then right away, a lot of times the kids would have everything set up, had even the chairs ready for us to start the drills because they knew that's what we were going to do first. And then we would let them start the scrimmage afterwards. But we always worked on the drills first.
Right. And what we did, we would teach them the fundamentals
Yeah.
because plays are easy to teach.
Right. Yep.
You know, but if kids don't have fundamentals,
Right.
you can't teach them
You
any
can't teach
plays.
them. No, you can't.
Yeah, because he don't know how to play. And that's the concept that people have to understand.
Right. Right.
You know, playing the game.
Right.
I mean, how much show you a set and you don't know how to play?
Right. Or you can't dribble to do the play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or set a correct screen.
Right. A pick and a roll.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
And the footwork. A lot of
Exactly.
footwork drills we used to do. So all those things. And so we really, really have worked on those kids over and over again with it.
Yeah. And we always try to play our kids up.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of parents don't like their kids to play up because their kids don't look that good.
Yeah.
You know, I remember we went down to nationals and we got lucky and won everything here. And got a chance to go to play in Florida.
Right.
And we lost
Every game.
Those parents was looking at me like, man, you suck.
Why did y'all have them play up right now? But you know what?
They were like, you can't coach. I said, that's all right. The kids played their heart out,
Right.
you know.
Right.
But all of our kids were younger,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
We had maybe 4 kids